Alright, I'm making some sourdough because you guys requested it.
So you don't absolutely need to have these utensils, but I mean, this helps. This is the Danish whisk, I think, and I like using this to scrape stuff off. Now, I don't do measurements like that. I'm not crazy about weighing stuff. So you could do 1 cup of filtered water, or you could do 1 cup of milk. I've never tried it with just 1 cup of milk, so this is what we're aiming for. This is the starter. I fed it twice. 1 cup of starter. I'm literally just eyeballing it. No sweat whatsoever. I'm not gonna sweat it. You see, it was nice and active. And I know it's good because it's floating. It's not at the bottom of the bowl. Now I'm just gonna mix it, and I'll be right back. Now typically I would add olive oil to this and some salt and a little bit of honey, but because I did milk and today we're adding butter to the actual dough, I feel like I don't need to do all that. But we are gonna add salt. Now I usually add my salt to the wet mixture first, but this time we're doing it a little bit different. So if you want to add salt now, you can. And I'm just doing this until it's frothy, it's fully mixed. If this was water, it would still look like milk. Frothy. Remember, this is active starter in here. I'm going to add 3 cups of flour to this. So that was 1, 2, 3. And now we just start mixing. And I'll be back. So that didn't take long. And it's a bit shaggy, but this is why I also use this. And I'm gonna clean all the sides up. Take this off the Danish whisk. It will come right off. And cover it up. I'll be right back. This is it right here. Hey Google, set timer for 30 minutes. I'm gonna cover this up and now we're gonna leave this on the counter or in your oven for 30 minutes and we'll do our first set of stretch and pull. Oh, and another thing I do now with this little bit of starter, I just add some water. I don't even add the flour right now, I just add a little bit of water. See, I added the water. Now I'm just gonna mix it up and leave it. Okay, I got a little bit of filtered water, and I'm gonna add some salt. I literally just eyeball it. I don't know what 10 grams are. I'm assuming it's like 2 tablespoons, but I'm gonna just do like 1 tablespoon. Why? Because the butter that I have is salted. And I think, yeah, I probably put way too much. So instead of this being like a stretch and fold, we're just gonna do a little bit extra just to incorporate salt. Put some butter in the freezer. Okay, so this is the third stretch and fold, and we're just going to include that. All done. Okay, that's about half of the bag. And we're just going to stretch and fold. Stretch. This is number 3, by the way. You have to excuse my son. Allergies are getting the best of him. And he rolled around in a pile of pollen today, and I couldn't talk him out of it. So I'll go manage that in just a moment. All right, so that's 3. Hey Google, set timer for 30 minutes. The last one will be in another 30 minutes. So I just thought about something. Instead of putting the other half of that butter into this last stretch and fold, we're just going to keep stretching and folding what we already have. So that way we can create layers of the butter when I start shaping it. Okay, so that's 4. Now we're going to flour our surface, nice clean surface, okay?
and fold in the rest of the dough. I fell asleep last night, so I just put it in the fridge. One thing about sourdough is you gotta learn to forgive yourself. Told you this thing comes in very handy. Had plenty of time to bulk ferment. Know this is because it's not sticking. So it had enough time to bulk ferment. Put it in the fridge because of the butter. And now let's just layer this on up. Alright, let's do this. Here we go. Here, here, one more time. Here. Oops. And this is still that same stick of butter. Let me go fold it in. I am running out of time. This is now where I use this one. This is the butter. Fold it in. Now, if you were doing just a loaf, you could do this. I'm making this for a friend of mine, and I did ask her, I think, if she wanted buns or a loaf. I'm not sure what she wanted. So, this would be done right now, right? And you would just put this back upside down and pinch this, like so. And let it cool for a few hours. Or you could divvy this up into buns and let them rise. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna leave it as a loaf. She's had the buns before. So you're gonna flour the bottom of your pan. Some people oil it, let the flour the bottom of the bowl. Just make sure it's really tight. Squeeze it, put it in like this. I have a Benetton basket, but they're so small, I don't like using it. They're tiny. And I'm gonna cover this back up and let it sit on the counter for a few hours. So it's important to heat your oven and put your cast iron in there, or you can use a pan. I like to use the cast iron if I'm gonna do a loaf. Let me show you. And a little trick I learned from TikTok is to put some rice at the bottom of your pan so that the bottom doesn't burn. I scored it. It's a little flat, but we'll make it work. And another little trick is to add ice cubes on the outside of the parchment paper so that the bread can steam. And we're gonna close it with the lid, leave it on for 30 minutes, and I believe 20 minutes without it. All right, it smells amazing. It's been 30 minutes. Now we're gonna bake it for 30 minutes without the top. Oh, look how big it got. 30 more minutes.